Hey guys, it's been a hot minute since I saw you two. As, that game 2 was quite quick. In case you guys were not informed, to do a small recap as we get into the game 3. There was a, as the little ticker says, bug, not Weaver, brings game 2 to lava. In game 2, they experienced the very well-known abandon bug, where you try to reconnect into a game and instead you abandon. The rules, though, do say that if the game has gone on for longer than 5 minutes, there won't be a remake. This is to make sure that the team that didn't abandon doesn't get an unfair remake, which would be fair here. So they follow the rules. It is not Lava's decision. This is the admin's decision. Lava had nothing to do with this. Leo Stab was just joking around the chat. Don't blame them. It was 100% up to 4D, and that's why Game 2 goes the way of Lava, because Infinity decides to GG out instead of playing with 4 versus 5 players. Now we have Game 3. The draft is back up again, and the question is, guys, and I'll ask you, Lelis, do you think they're going to repeat the same drafts here?
So they already did not ban Timber, right? So, and Infinity banned Mars. So the drafts are already different. Let's see if Infinity's gonna first pick Sand King. And now Infinity has first pick, and they're Radiant. So has changed.
Oh, that's a huge change, actually. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because I feel like last game, would you agree that the draft was better for Infinity because they utilized that second pick much better?
Yeah, I thought they were favored in the draft. They already snagged the Ogre, Lava with a fast Coddle pick. So if they choose not to take the Coddle, right? Coddle was in the pool and they chose not to take it.
Yeah.
So Lava takes Coddle, Sand King. Strong opener. Ogre is a bully hero. He's one of the better heroes against this lane, especially against Sand King. You just go on them level 1. Sand King's pretty sad. See what Infinity takes here. They can take the anti-mage if they really want to. Not sure exactly I want to take it. Yeah, they can devoid. The Medusa. Yeah. Alright.
Okay.
Just taking the Parker here, making sure they get it, get the lane with the Ogre. I can respect it, He just wants to play the Medusa. One of the several range heroes that Parker plays.
Mm-hmm. What's the matchup like, Artio, of Dusa versus Coddle Sand King?
It's favorite for Dusa because Sand King doesn't really interact with Dusa. Dusa has so much range, like Sandstorm, third spell, first spell, nothing really hits Dusa. It's very easy for her, especially because she has Ogre. Ogre is going to bully the Coddle, it's going to buff the Dusa, they're going to push the wave far more than Sand King. Parker is going to be happy.
How does how can Infinite or Lava respond? Because last time we got the Morphling, Parker hero, Medusa once again Parker hero, but this time Lava has the option to win the core-to-core matchup. So RDO, what carries would you think of picking against Medusa Ogre?
PL is very good, Terrorblade's also very good, Anti-Mage's good. There's also the Invoker mid, which ruins Medusa game because all the spells from Invoker ruins Medusa, like EMP, ruins his mana. Ice Wall, you can kite him, Cold Snap, Tornado, everything ruins Dusa.
Is the PL matchup really still PL favored? Because I see Dusa just go Butterfly and then eventually the Mjolnir with a late game talent, and they seem fine against the PL.
Yeah, if you get level 25 in Medusa and like 4 or 5 items, you're gonna have a good time against PL. But before this 4 or 5 items, PL is gonna have the upper hand on the matchup.
Right.
You don't really want to pick a hero thinking about like level 25 plus 30k net worth, I'm gonna carry. It's not a good mindset.
Sure, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So they banned the PL, they banned the Tiny here, as Lava themselves get rid of the Timber Saw. They're back to seemingly picking or doing the last pick or close to the last pick for Papita here, even though they've been first picking it the past 2 games. What do you think prompted this change?
I think the way the draft panned out. I think they picked the Ogre first, and then they saw the Sand King, so they saw it was pretty good Dusa lane, so they just snagged the Dusa, and they can just ban a bunch of counters, right? They banned the PL. I'll be surprised they don't ban Anti-Mage, because Lava has 18 and last pick, right? So I feel like it's a good ban, just an annoying hero. Don't ban it. They ban the Pango, which is also very good against Dusa, especially with the Coddle. With the Diffusal Blade, it's very annoying. He just keeps spamming this Q.
Oh no, it's happening. They're banning all offlaners from Mariano.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just for good measure, Morana as well from or for Infinity. Now the Enchantress, 2 supports that stuns though for Lava.
Yeah, the Coddle Ench, I'm not really a big fan of this
Yep.
support duo, but have Lava even played Ench that much? I feel like it's the first time I've seen them play it. This hero is very player specific hero. Like
Yeah.
you don't understand how to make the early moves on this hero, or else the hero just kind of falls off a cliff because Ench doesn't really have any spells, right? The hero has
Mhm.
like a slow. That's it. Like at 20 minutes, what is this hero really doing? The value of this hero is the lane and the first like 15 minutes when you rotate for the tier 1s. After that, the hero is just kind of like an unkillable creep on the map.
It's weird because if I remember for our Lava's players, it's Moose who would be the Enchantress player, right? Like he's the one that I remember as an Enchantress player, not particularly Wu, even if it's in his previous teams or previous iterations rather.
Yeah, they can't play the Ench 4. I think it's fine. I think it makes the lane a lot stronger. Especially against this Centaur Shadow Demon, it might be rough for Ench. They can disrupt into Centaur stun and everything.
Yep. That lane is pretty strong. What are your thoughts on Centaur right now, Lilith? Is the hero still pretty decent?
Yeah, I would say he's one of the worst offlaners that there is. But
Okay.
everything got banned, right? Like all of Mariano's heroes got banned. So
Sure.
they just went for the Centaur instead. But you don't really see this hero being picked that much, right? And there's no reason. It's kind of clunky hero. It's very hard to hit his spells without a blink. So he already
Mhm.
depends on having blink because his spells have like no range. His laning phase is just not that good. He's very low armor. There's a lot of heroes that can just free farm against him.
Mhm.
Of course, he has his qualities, right? He has a global ult. He can take the towers when he has levels in his E. But I wouldn't say he's as strong as the other offlaners that are just picked in the first phase, and then you can just play against anything, right? Mars, when he gets 6, you just kill almost any hero. Suntar, he can run at you with his ult, but it's not the same thing. Like the Storm pick from Lava, it's a very common thing to pick Storm into a Shadow Demon. It's one of the better counters against Shadow Demon because Storm is a hero that his ult provides him movement, right? And when Shadow Demon ults the Storm, he can still zip out, right? It doesn't really matter. Like all the Spirit heroes, they all have movement spells. They're all really good against a Shadow Demon hero. And Infinity, they don't have that many stuns, right? They have the Ogre, Centaur stuff, but Storm is kind of an answer for the SD. So they can jump the SD, they can start a fight. They have multiple jumps, right? They have the Sand King stun and the Storm. So maybe Sand King jumps in, SD shows himself, Storm jumps him, kills him first. Or there's a creep scouting with Ench, Storm sees the SD, jumps him first. It's one of these, it's a classic pick. People like this counter pick a lot.
Does SD4 have more options to deal with the storm, like to survive the storm, rather?
I mean, he can buy a Glimmer, you know. Storm can just buy Dust. This matchup is hard for SD. It's very hard to cast your Disruption when Storm is like zipping around and he pulls you, then he silences you. Shadow doesn't really want to buy Yule. He might buy it, but it just doesn't really do anything for his hero. Like, doesn't set up any of his spells. He kind of just wants Aether Ags. I think the Shard can make it a lot better. Like, he just use it on himself.
Sure.
And Storm can't really kill him. That for sure can maybe sway the matchup, but he probably wants to use it on his core, right, instead of use it on himself.
Sure. That is interesting. We did talk about RTO, the Shadow Demon versus Sand King matchup, so they do pick it this time. So you're probably happy about that.
Yes.
Yeah? What about the mid lane, though? What do you think Infinity needs here to finalize the draft in the mid lane?
They need to somehow win the lane against Leo's style, because to ruin his play style. But I have zero ideas of mid matchups of Storm against anything, so I can't really tell you. They can maybe go for White Spirit. I don't know if White Spirit wins the lane against Storm Spirit, but gonna ruin all of their lineup. Like none of their heroes gonna play against X. Once White Spirit get X, like Sand King cannot do anything, Kato cannot do anything, Enchanter is gonna be useless, and Storm will also be useless if he doesn't have BQB. Seems like a good White Spirit game for me. It will also create space for Medusa. Parts can go mid to help with runes and make Very Spirit life easier. You know, Ogre and Shadow Demon very good to go for runes.
They did ban the range heroes that PP plays, the Quap and the Invoker, for good matchups against. Yeah, there's a Void. Good call. There's another hero that can just create chaos, right, for Infinity. It's what they kind of need. What Shadow Demon wants is he wants people to go in for him, so he can just cast the spells from behind. Void Spirit also provides catch. The Ags has silence. The Storm, if he gets Yuled, he might just die, right? A lot of setup on Infinity. I like the Void Spirit.
It's also one of PP's. I think it's PP's favorite hero. Actually, he used to just spam it all the time as well, up there with his Monkey King. So he does get a bit of comfort here. And then final carry for Lava, guys. You gave me some options RDO last time. Now a lot of them are banned. What is left?
There's kind of a bait, right? There's Terrorblade against Duza, which is good, but it's very bad against all the other heroes beside Ogre. Like,
right.
I like this center Shadow Demon because it like kind of blocks the anti-mage pick connecting because you don't really want to pick anti-mage against these two heroes, and it also blocks the Terrorblade because center is very good against Terrorblade. On lane in game is also good.
Oh wow!
All right, yes,
wow.
Some unconventional carry.
Is that like a worse Tiny I see? Oh my god! All right, RDO, are you convinced enough? Is the Sven good enough for you to go with Lava, or are you gonna go with Infinity once again?
So I think one of the reasons they lost game 1 was because Kotaro was playing some alternative carry, you know, the non-meta carry, and it is also happening here in game 3. So I'll go with Infinity. It's more of a bread and butter draft. You play 4 heroes, Duza farms, Duza gets big, Duza will carry the game by himself.
Lilith?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Infinity too. I don't really believe in this Sven hero. I feel like he's a worse version of Tiny. I think also Sven into Shadow Demon is kind of rough. He just ults the Sven, purges the war cry. It's kind of hard for Sven to play. If this Shadow Demon ever gets the Ags, he just cancel his cleave too. I'm not sold on the Sven pick.
Is the matchup against Dusa good at least?
I wouldn't say it's good. Yeah, I think Sven he can farm early. You know, he might get the ball rolling and stuff. But man, Scotty Hero is just so good against Sven, and Dusa's not gonna get bursted by Sven, right? She has mana shield and stuff. So this matchup is hard.
Is that what you say, RDO? It's not good because the Scotty pickup and the difficulty there.
Yeah, like Sven likes to play against heroes that he can burst, and this is the worst hero to do that because has the mana shield. Like, and if you commit your BKB into Dusa, she's gonna ulti, and you're gonna feel bad because Sven is the kind of hero that can only fight with BKB, you know.
We're gonna see what happens as we go into game 3. Somewhat asterisk there between Infinity and Lava. Winner takes all. Who's it gonna be? We're gonna have to see as we go over to Epulze and Bowie. Or straight to the game. With Epulze and Bowie. Hey, Bowie.
Hello. How are you doing?
I wanted to see your face again, but unfortunately, production took that away from me.
It's fine. I have the lava thing going on because I like to look like a fool. I am very surprised this Sven hero was picked. You know, you're playing Sven versus Dusa, as the panel pointed out. Not a good matchup, and it's a Dusa Ogre. So I'm very curious to see what exactly Lava's plan is going to be. I feel like this hero does have a higher tempo than Dusa, but they tried to do the same thing in game 1, and they got outclassed quite a bit.
They did, but we'll see what happens in game 3. I don't know. What I loved as well is this differing opinions between our panel, right, towards that Sven Dusa matchup. I wonder who's right about that. We're gonna have to see in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dusa just later on, she's really strong. Like they nerfed a lot. I think like one thing that Sven had over Dusa a long time ago was that the Ags was broken, but that's been a while ago. You don't have that much mobility. You're not as fast. There might be some weird things like with this, with the Stormhammer talents and maybe Caudle. There's maybe some like incredible combo where you get to see. You also do get the Warcry versus Dusa, so that's like interesting. We'll see how it pans out. You know, even have the Shard here for extra armor. Maybe they just want to out sustain the Dusa. But when you look at your heroes, you know the only actual bulky guy is Sven. Like Ench and Kato, not really famous for their
Yeah.
for being
And-
very durable.
Ench is like deceptively bulky, right? But not so much against heroes like Centaur or Void Spirit of a lot of burst.
Oh, exactly. And the Dusa can be attacking something else, and so she won't be affected by the passive, right?
Oh,
With her,
that's a
her
very
right
good
click
point,
still.
actually.
Yeah.
Do you think that Wu will go for like a hood build this game, maybe? Just to try to tank more?
It's possible. I'm curious to see how they're going to play this. Okay, I mean they're pressuring Parker here, and that's like a thing that I see very often. Like you see these wave shoving heroes trying to take you to the Dusa. What they do is like they actually just give Dusa free farm. Cause sure she's gonna be under tower, but this hero has decent attack damage. You even see the Band of Elves King level 1. So sometimes I feel like that's kind of a G-bait. Like the Deuce ends up benefiting a lot from the fact that they're just shoving the wave on her. It's really on to Kim actually harassing this Dusa enough. But Yoger usually will be very good at scouting the position unless Parker
Yeah.
here.
Parker's gonna get a little bit more mana. Moves with the last Illuminate, but the first blood's gonna go to Prada. Parker now trying to get away, eats the tango. Frank in trouble because of the Ignite. And Frank is forced to retreat as well. Even with that ward, they weren't able to. Parker barely surviving here. Good use of the Mystic Snake. Dances around to celebrate.
Yeah. But, on the other side, Lava, they do have a scaling core in the mid lane that I think will, like, once there's a BKB on Leo style, I feel like that Storm Hero with Kato just KOs infinitely. So I think that, it's hard to say who actually has late game. If you just look at Dusa versus Sven, I would say Dusa has the upper hand. But it really depends on how well of a early start Leo style gets. Now, lane, we see Mariano here going for that Vanguard build. Lots of heroes we don't see very often. The Centaur against the Sven here. I think he does allow the other two supports to have more catch because they actually have pretty garbage cast range on the SD and the Ogre. So I want to see how they use that Centaur out. I feel like there's a lot of potential for them to actually gank this Sven, and he's kind of tanky, but there's a lot of magic damage inside of Infinity. The SD ult really good versus Sven in general. So
Yes. I would love to see personally Bowie on the Centaur and Ags pick up with
Yeah.
a new leash mechanic. I think that Ags is being a little bit slept on, and this is a game where the leash would be really powerful to deal with Storm and the Sanking.
I don't think I didn't even see Centaur being played in competitive, so the Ags is totally a new technology to me. Maybe these players, there's a literal chance Mariano doesn't know how the Ags works. I'm not even joking.
There is. I have been asked on multiple panels if it does actually leash. Wait, that happens now?
Yeah.
Multiple pro players have asked me this. Not to call out our panel members, by the way, it's not Lelisor. I don't think it was Lelisor RDO, but the people have asked me this. So I do think that it's a mechanic. Again, pro players, they're kind of, they go by the community sense, right? So sometimes when something gets slept on and people just forget about it, they just don't really look into it. I don't think Centaur is a top tier hero, but he might be better than people give him credit for just because people haven't experimented with him yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely shards and the new eggs adding more layers to certain heroes that, especially the old heroes, they're kind of one-dimensional, kind of boring. So Centaur could benefit from that quite a bit.
I think
See what. Yeah, come
I
on.
was gonna say, I think a good example to what you're saying is how long the DK took to actually come into the meta. It wasn't immediately people realized, oh, the shard for DK is now really good because it's 15 minutes, right? Took
Yeah.
maybe a month or so, and then people started to realize DK is really strong right now.
Yeah. I really like the shard idea. I think they might have to eventually tweak the timing of that 15 minutes. A lot of heroes, it feels like the only thing actually holding them into the meta is their shard. So that kind of bums me out a little bit, but I think with enough tweaking, it's definitely a great mechanic.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Right?
It feels
What? Sorry.
Go on. I forgot the word. What is when you actually break your leg and you support yourself? What's the name of that? A crutch, right? It feels like a crutch for a lot of heroes, but it is definitely a way to enable heroes that were totally forgotten. I guess Visage, actually saw more play at the beginning of the patch than now. Also, I think benefit a lot from stuff like the shard.
That's a very good point, right? Because on some heroes, like on the heroes that the shard enables a new playstyle completely on them, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
Like, that just opens up the hero. But DK, for example, the shard is just a fixing of a lot of issues the hero has inherently, right?
Exactly.
So it's not really a new playstyle. It's just, oh, guys, I can farm now. Battle Fury for free? Yes. Same with time.
I'm not gonna get a 20-minute blink dagger anymore.
Yeah, exactly. As they catch Shadow Demon, by the way, he's not going to get a 20-minute blink dagger either because he's dead.
Yeah, one thing I'm a little bit disappointed in Lava right now is that this Enchiro, I think his like real power spike is the 5 into the minute mark. You ideally want to find the troll and just use the catapult wave with your hero. I didn't see much of that coming from Kachu. He's been, just farming, scouting some of the stacks, which is fine. But I also feel like that hero has a very small power spike. His timings are very fragile. And in a game where you already have this Sven hero versus Dusa, kind of scares me that they could fall behind in how effective their heroes will feel later on. That's still the stacks, though.
See.
That's pretty cool.
Who's stealing the stacks?
Kachu stole the large camp stack, and now he blocks the Zancian. So overall,
Nice.
he realizes, I think in game 1, Parker just got 3 stacks, and this time they are addressing this a little bit better.
That's good. Parker. Sorry, Wu, we had the issue of, like, is he really an Enchantress player? We have seen him maybe once or twice in the hero, but not so much. Definitely Moose was known for his Enchantress back in the day, and I think we're starting to realize that to a degree he is, right? He's knowing what to do. He's putting pressure elsewhere in the map. He's actually doing a lot without just winning his lane.
Want to hear some fake hype? It's actually not fake hype. He just got a Dark Throw Summoner. That is the hypest thing happened this game so far.
That is very hype.
This bad boy over here, this is broken.
Look, Bowie, your hype, it commanded more hype. And Kotaro is the next target here, as they're trying to go for him. Stampede's been used, but that Warcry man is keeping it healthy. Pamplona is just level 2, which is trash for the Shadow Demon. That's Shadow Poison level 1 is not going to do anything, so just give up.
Another summoner. Oh no, he didn't see. Kachu, it was right behind you.
No, it's okay, it's okay. It's fine, it's fine. Because he still has the current one, right? So you can't have 2.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, I mean, he can if he recasts Enchant. We'll see what he does. But
No, well, you can't have 2, though. It just dies. Right?
Can't recast anymore? I think you can, right?
Yeah, look, he just died. No, you can only have 1 creep at a time.
No, but because he... No. I mean that, like, when the duration is running out, you can recast it on the creep that you have so that the duration refreshes.
No, you cannot do that any longer.
Oh, they changed that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a decent human being, so I don't play Enchantress. But
I'm an awful human being, so I play a lot of Enchantress.
That's true. You actually told me that. And look at those creeps, dude. Look at them go. Woo. Just like butter. Our false.
Yeah, just like butter. As the center also takes the top tower, so it's kind of equal. But of course, Enchantress the more disgusting hero. After Venomancer, Viper, and Pugna, she's my most played.
Well, she looking pretty strong right now. We'll try and rotate towards this mid lane. They do have level 6 on the storm. Oh.
Yeah, Leo found Prada, but he actually managed to take the bounty off him. But it seems like Infinity is all coming in as a rotation to mid, I think.
Wait, that's very bold. They will have center stomp in a second, so that's probably what they're going for here.
Got you. He's in trouble. Got you. Hit twice. He's gonna die. That's the Astral step mark. Killing him off. Prada will fall. So it's gonna be kind of equal for both. Leo stall, though, he's out of mana, so he can't really defend this.
Like, the real problem with that Sven here, despite everything we said, the real problem is that his ult is just, as you said, a worse tiny. Like, he used the ult to farm, and now they cannot send their carry to defend. Adusa can actually, at any time, TP mid, as long as Stone Gaze is learned. And I guess, Kotaro is farming towards his mid lane. Okay.
Oh, I don't know if they saw that smoke. Maybe the particles here. I think, yeah, Kotaro is wiser. Oh yeah,
So
Prada
close,
reveals
actually.
himself underneath that ward. He's gonna be caught. He does detect there's wards around here though. He's gonna put a sentry down. He does detect the ward. Good job. He says, PP, don't reveal yourself. PP now revealing himself, but they haven't taken the tower mid just yet. Mariano goes in again. They have a little bit of protection because of this ward. He has Stampede as well, has the Hood of Defiance. He just wants the tower to kind of attack him so he can beat it. The Catapult is here as well. At least Frank... Oh, I was gonna say, at least he could get a deny, but I guess not.
Nice hero, Sand King. Can't do anything about me. Oh, Parker. Okay, the storm actually didn't follow the inch, so Kachu and goes in
No,
by
no,
herself.
She is trying to steal the stack solo. Put 1 point in impetus. That's apparently not enough. Prada slowing
I
him
think
down.
steal is
There's
a
the
strong
Fire Blast.
word, Avo.
That is not enough damage, even with a Shadow Poison. Oh my god, Wu actually gets out. Single point in the heal. As the ball lightning, we hear a stampede. What's happening? What's that? What is these fights?
Archer was kind of
was the
low in
stampede for?
HP. He just zipped in, and I think they jumped the gun. Mariano feeling, I don't know, maybe Parker just screamed, and disguised the standings. Or like, all right, I'll press R for my stand-in. And
Actually, you know what? I could totally imagine Parker going like, "Mibatan! Mibatan!" So like that. Yeah. And then immediately the stampede comes out. Yeah. Especially after disconnecting game 1. Maybe he's not in the best state. Or game 2, sorry.
Yeah. But like, this is looking pretty good for Infinity so far. They didn't really contest the stacks at all. The 2 towers are already opening up. Parker, they still like this tier 1 mid tower is full HP. I'm very surprised the Enchantress never sent the Dark Pro to at least like poke this tower. It just kind of died in the big jungle. So I don't really like that, Frank.
Frank.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
they missed the Aether Remnant. Frank. 3 stacks of Shadow Poison. He's fine. Bolt Lightning from the Storm. Storm catches Pamplona. Pamplona Electric Vortex. Leo style. Let's kill off Pamplona. PP. Still get to dissimulate with the Arcane Rune. PP will be able to make out of here alive for now. Aether Remnant. Only touches the Storm. PP's dead. Looking good
He
indeed.
does steal the Arcane Rune. I think some players would even say this is worth it because they're not gonna get anything out of the death, and they will have a really strong timing with this Kaya plus Arcane Rune on the Void Spirit. But yeah, I'm still waiting to be surprised by this Sven hero. So far I just see this God Strength being on cooldown, him showing bottom. Infinity knows that this hero cannot fight, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go for an aggressive move right now. This Arcane Rune is big on the side of Infinity.
Wu is gonna continue to push the top lane.
This is good.
He is almost looking at taking the tower by himself. Even if he dies here, I think he's okay with this. But for now, actually, thanks to Nature's Attendance, he's gonna be fine. And the tower took a serious beating thanks to that Dark Troll Summoner.
People like to complain about the Harpy, but this is a very close second place in brokenness. What a creep. Mariano, yeah, that's really the big timing with the Blink Dagger on him. Kind of unfortunate that he popped the Arcane Room there and didn't find the Enchantress from... Ooh, oh, and now they will smoke. Alright. Blink on Sand King, slightly faster. The hero does farm quite a bit. Rada ready to do his job.
Maybe. It seems like PP might be the one to break it instead here. I don't know. Prada. Yep. That's his job now. Prada, don't be scared. Put yourself on the edge.
Aim a smoke into the room. This is a super famous, very popular move right nowadays.
Oh. There was no rune though. And in fact, Mariano initiates. There's the clunkiness Lelis was talking about. Difficult to hit those spells. Can't use the target, but can't use not gonna die just yet. Stampede has been committed, so as the Stone Gaze. Can't use the first to fall disruption, at least saving the Shadow Demon for a couple more seconds. Pamplona is gonna die to the Illuminate. Support for support is the play here.
Yeah, but they don't use God Strength, so this is definitely good for Lava. Feels like they won't really pressure the tower, but that's the rune for Leo style. Definitely a small win. And he's going straight up BKB. I really like this. I think this Storm, if he can just survive fights and not die enough, he will just get levels and scale incredibly well. I think that's kind of how they win this game. Eggs on the Storm with this Sven having mobility. Imagine the highlights. The amount of retweets on Twitter, if they can get this Eggs Electric Vortex with the Sven stun.
I agree. It's going to be a very hype match if they got that. And for now, the Sven is actually stopped farming the Tusa, right? In fact, every core, except for Papita, is being outfarmed here on Infinity. How do they pick up the slack here? What's the plays here? Can't they punish the Sven's slow start?
I honestly felt like they could. They smoked... But yeah, like this center hero, there's a reason they prefer Sand King. They just couldn't hit their stun, and then Lava just abused that. They have the heroes, they have the timings to go for moves, but even with the map being more open on their side, I guess their read is that Dusa will scale more than the Sven, which is true, but this Storm, I think, is really like the thing that could change it. Look at the Storm. He actually never showed any of the items he was buying. So he's going to have this BKB without anyone knowing. This is a huge move from Leo Style. I want to see Lava try to abuse this a little bit more. The God Strength is finally back up. Blink is up on Sven.
That is very hype. Very, very hype. Scut you. Here we go.
Don't strike misses.
Ball Lightning. Leo Style catches the Shadow Demon. PP does manage to get away thanks to the Astral Step.
Okay. Nice play there by PP. He realizes the Epicenter being cast. He cancels the Blink Dagger with the Astral Step and kind of just he breaks Frank's ankles there. Now time for a smoke on the Radiant side. This is it. I really feel like they need this this move to hit. They also have the catapult. Oh, if only they lift or had a hero. Thank you. They're slow. If the Dusa was there, this would be in a really good smoke from Lava. But it gets read. I'm sorry, from Infinity. It gets read. They scan where they are, and they could even trade for middle, which I think it's not bad at all for Lava.
Yeah, it's true, because this tier 1 mid is really a big necessity right now. The Enchantress kind of pushing the solo with the Centaur Conquer, not even needing the Dark Troll Summoner, and so this trade seems to be just a freebie tower.
It is.
Well done. I think Wu's impact in this early game has been what I would expect from an Enchantress, honestly.
Yeah, like at the start I was a little bit worried, but I really feel like they were able to start using those creeps a little bit better. Maybe he got unlucky with the RNG, didn't find the creeps he wanted, but I mean, they just got 2 towers for free with the Enchantress, and I think if he didn't address that too much, their smoke's also a little bit slow, so they never punished the fact that, you know, the tower was being taken and the Enchantress was attending close to that tower.
Auto has been turned into a little piggy. That's the pick pull, though. It's not like the team did that to him. But I don't think they have enough damage. They don't want to commit anymore, apparently. No Fire Blast or anything, so Moose is going to be fine, actually. Surprising. I think that was a pretty free kill, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree.
Nobody was showing, so I guess that's why. Oh, here comes Leo Style. He has the BKB here. Double damage on top of that. PP's already dead. Stampede used. They want to disengage. A little bit more mana for Leo. And that is enough to catch up to the Shadow Demon. It's going to be the second victim of this engagement. As Pabloda falls quickly. Frank also with the shard dealing a lot of damage. No chance of them surviving.
Ooh, this is real bad. And yeah, I think that was a mistake from PP. You know the Sven has Blink. Like, there's no saves. Like, the Stampede is not a save against the heroes that they have. You know, picking that center with the response on Storm. Just make sure that whoever Storm jumps, as long as Kotaru is with them, and you know, because he just loves fighting, you're gonna lose. So if he's the hero showing the most aggressive part of the map, he'll just feed. I guess the Shadow Demon maybe was like kind of close, but gets punished either way. Parker trying to aim for this kiting timing. That's when you know the Dusa starts feeling a little bit good versus the Sven. But I'm starting to like with the Storm being disfarmed and being able to jump with BKB on the Dusa, they kind of have the burst damage if the Storm and the Sven jump together. They might just have like this Shadow Demon has to follow Parker wherever he is, or else there's a real chance that as long as God Strength is up, they'll kill this Dusa, even though she's that farmed.
And let's see. Lava. They smoke up here. Parker's trying to take over the enemy triangle. Rava just coming by to buff him and to also act as the smoke tanker. Oh, but against the Storm, that's harder to do. Parker's been found out. Stampede used. They want to retreat. Stone Gaze as well. Prada's like, please, go on me, kill me, let my carry live. Parker will live, and Prada will sacrifice himself. Proper supporting right here, guys.
Beautiful. Yeah, if the Sen was nearby, that was super scary because the Ogre is not a safe. But they do get out scotch-free. Parker seems to be really good at min-maxing his position in the map. He rarely dies to moves like that. A lot of BKB TPs in the TA game. Oh, mid though.
Blada just got destroyed there in a matter of seconds. So the two supports from Infinity are dying a fair amount. But most concerning here is PP is falling very much behind right now. 3k behind the Storm already, more or less.
Yeah, that was the scary part, you know. The panel pointed out this Axe is really good versus the Lava heroes, but you do have to be playing from ahead, and they kind of expected the Centaur to be able to set up more kills for PP. They never really connected. You know, it was good positioning from Lava overall, and this hero being clunky because he was in position to hit the storm. It's just a higher cast range.
Nope. They're going for Mariano here, and Mariano is going to die in the bottom lane. Unfortunately, not much he could do. He's just trying to push out the dead lane here. Trying to get Medusa some space. Kotaro activates the God Strength, and Prada walks up to him, which of course can lead to Prada dying as well.
This timing is so strong. They
Ping.
You just have to avoid Lava
Sven?
completely right now. Yeah. Pretty tough.
What are the options then for Infinity? Do they just avoid this completely? Do they just split push here? Waiting for Lava?
Yeah, I think you have to use this. You know, the Void Spirit and the Disillusions are probably the best assets that you have to split push. You can see that PP just TP'd from the top lane. He finishes the eggs right now. So the best move they have is wait his Aegis and use the eggs. They might get GP'd into this Ench though.
Wasn't a GP. Wu died quickly enough. I think if he had lasted a little bit longer, got Niche attendance out, there was a really solid chance there Lava counter initiates. For now, it's okay.
It's Arcane on Leo style, so it's very scary. But the problem is that Kotaro, they need this 20 seconds for the God Strength.
Yep, and Mariano's the target once again. A Centaur. They'll be in trouble. Ooh, PP went in maybe a bit too soon. We do have the Ags now on PP though, but of course that BKB on Storm still nullifies that Ags impact.
Leo style trying again to force the stampede, but Mariano, he's been there for a while. He's not gonna make the same mistake again. Very cautiously. And the Aegis will expire. So that's really what they... I mean, yeah, 50 seconds. Like they, as long as this smoke doesn't connect on Lava, I think what they should do is really probably play with the Dusa on one side of the map and S4 somewhere else, like they're doing here. Maybe try to bait a hero. Once the Aegis is out, I would like to see a smoke core move. I think they're gonna fall too far behind. It feels like, you know, what actually punishes Ven is the cooldown of God Strength, but Infinity never made any moves when he was on cooldown. Okay.
Storm
Aegis up,
has been found. There's the Aegis. Might have been just a good initiation though, just acting like an Enchantress here because he has a second life and Aegis was going to expire anyway. And in goes Leo trying to find Pamplona. Stampede is giving Pamplona a little bit more leeway, but Pamplona is finally stuck here. No more extra movement speed. No more Stone Gaze either. BKB used. Kotaro has one objective in mind. It's the Dusa. At least they catch Frank, but Storm joins them. He has been silenced. The BKB is no longer there, but Dusa's getting pummeled to death. Parker's going to die. Despite Mariano's beautiful stomp, they can't really turn this around. Mariano at least trying to kill off Leo Style, but Leo Style is surviving too long. Leo Style will get hit by one last stack of Shadow Poison. Will that be enough? No, it won't. Lava take Infinity for a walk here.
Wow. Yeah, you know, I think this time the you know, if we actually don't talk about what's happening in game, the biggest mistake I can see is that they forced that Dusa from I think they just tried to enable Parker a little bit too much. You know, I don't mind the Dusa on 8 as they did. I think that overall pretty strong. But the Centaur pick, I feel like it's really like a second get out of jail card for Parker. But it's such a hard hero for them to play. Obviously they did ban a lot of offlaners, so it's not like they had the choice of, you know, getting Mars or something else. But still, like, maybe they could have picked that offlaner, you know, and still give him a good win condition later on. They ended up trying too hard to enable him, and the other lanes suffer quite a bit.
You find that now we're in a position where the Sven has come, like the Sven has mitigated all its weaknesses of how slow this hero is and all the issues there. Like, are we long past that moment where you can abuse the Sven?
Totally. I think that, you know, the hero will struggle against Dusa, but not if he's, you know, 4,000 gold ahead, has that extra item, and has this Storm. Like, this Storm alongside this Sven was really, like, that was really smart from Lava, because I didn't initially identify. what that could enable their draft to do. But it's just like they can jump anyone, and there's no save on Infinity. Like, Complete is just food, as well as Prada, because he's dead. Buyback on the
I see
Ogre.
Prada buying back Banana time to defend these towers, and in fact, Frank is going in for Parker here, but Banana's already dead, and Mariano is just easy for Lava to take down. Kotaro could be in trouble though. There is a bit of the help. The Scotty, Stone Gaze. Okay, Tusa. Chasing after Kotaro still, using extra movement speed. Parker though, they go too far. Will he get punished for this? Nice Manta-style dodge of the Stormhammer, but they still get him with a Power Strike. In fact, Leo is nearby still. BP is just being ignored. Oh no, Kotaro, why'd you go back in? Almost dying there. Parker instead tanking as much as he can, but he's finally going to die. Kotaro finishing off BP, and that is going to be an absolute domination from Lava.
Yeah, lucky for Infinity, there's a tier 2 tower mid and top, so without God Strength, there's not that much that he can do. But this looks like a slow, painful death for them. I can see the replay again. You just pop BKB on this tile and you kill the save, and then there's nothing left for them to do. They all of the cores inside of Infinity are pretty far behind. The like get off jail card on the Centaur is useless against a hero like Storm. So I think they jumped the gun. The Centaur could have been a good pick, but maybe if they went, 23rd pick instead of the 17 that they went for, I think that ended up being a big problem.
I mean, it doesn't feel like the hero is that strong though, regardless of the pick order. Do you really feel like it was the pick order that kind of condemned the Centaur here?
If there's no Storm, I'm sure the LT would feel more powerful. But Infinity, they should also know Storm is a very popular hero. It's it's not like this is a Void Spirit or a Centaur that Lava picked up. This hero is definitely in the A-tier list of heroes right now. With Kato, you just have to expect that to eventually show up. So I'm actually surprised that I guess it was RDO that talked about the fact that he dissuades the anti-mage, right? Maybe they were thinking about that too much. Again, trying to enable Parker more than think of the overall macro of the draft.
Sure, that's
could
true.
be their
Maybe something even thinking outside of meta, right? When you have older players than Apita, it's more common to think outside of meta in that way. Mariano? Mariano got hit by the vessel there. Mariano is for now alive. They didn't want to actually initiate with anyone else here. Kotaro kind of staying behind. He has the God Strength. They also have the Epicenter. And control the triangle this time. They're going to be the team to control the triangle this time.
And you get Roche, apparently. Yeah, I mean, they can still force a fight here, but with no with no Stampede. Oh, they have Vision. This is hopeless.
This is, vision of this, which means they're going to initiate first. Kotaro gets rid of the supports first with the help of Frank. Mariano is but a support now at this point. Frank wants to cancel his TP. No chance for Parker. This time it's not a TA game. He doesn't have the speed. Parker is going to be finished off swiftly. In fact, BP could be in trouble himself. Leo style TPing, or tipping him, sorry. As PP goes back to his base, but in his base he's not even safe. PP is just fodder. I think this game is over, Bowie.
It is pretty much over. I don't even blame Infinity there. They didn't had any smokes. It feels like they've been burning through these for a while now, trying to somehow connect. Oh, you even see the question mark there. But they just never connected any smokes, and when they needed one to try and contest Roche. I mean, obviously, I think it was already a pretty tough ask for Infinity to really take that fight. But going blindly like that is bound to be really hard.
Yeah, what hope are you holding on to as Infinity right now?
Well, if
Why are they
Kotaro
still in the
buys
game?
2 rapiers, and he is killing Roche,
Let's start.
he actually swaps one of the rapiers for the Aegis, and PP is nearby. He could possibly take one of those rapiers, and that would increase, the chance from 1% to maybe 3% for Infinity, I think.
Oh my god, that is rough though.
I mean, it is. That Storm. Like, I really love the way Leo's tackle. Just rushing BKB this game. I think a lot of Storm players, they wouldn't have the you're like, oh, I have a Caudle. Well, I'll just play greedy. But no, he just got a BKB, and he enabled the whole game. I think this type carried really hard with... Now, I'm not sure if the call was his or the team, but regardless, just beautifully done.
I agree. He played an incredible game, Leo. I think the choice as well to save that BKB as early as he did, as PP does, was also a really good one. You pointed it out early, like he built it all together, right?
Yeah.
Which the enemy team, I think, wasn't expecting him to build BKB first time, probably.
Maybe he's going Orchid, right? He doesn't want to show the Orchid, but no, it was a BKB.
Yeah, that was really rough, and I think that set the tone for the game, and for Leo particularly.
Yeah, this Void Spirit hero, he's very hit or miss. I think he usually, belongs as a third phase pick, so I don't even blame Infinity that much. But the center was probably the biggest weakness in this draft. Bottom lane, they're trying to force a couple of weird stuff here.
Yeah, they are, but when you say force, it's never better used, Bowie. Pamplona will be the first to die in this absolutely forced engagement. The Manta-style dodge does not work this time for Parker. He's out of mana. Soon to be out of life. He has a relic though. Want to try to buy the Divine Rapier. Don't think he's gonna get it this game though. Not even gonna be able to lose it.
I mean, as you know, for you to do well in life, you need a goal. Sometimes the goal might seem impossible, might seem too much. But if you have a goal, you can at least aim towards that direction. You might actually land a little bit lower, but still better not having a goal. So I commend him. I think this is the right mindset for life.
You know what Americans say, Bowie?
What?
They say you should shoot for the moon, because if you fail, you will just land upon the stars.
Exactly. Beautifully said. You're a poet, Avo. I'll give you credit for being a poet, but I think
that is a motivational poster, Bowie. That is a Facebook post of 2008, my friend.
No, that's beautiful poetry. That's probably... Well, name a very famous writer. J.K. Rowling. Yeah, that's probably J.K. Rowling.
Oh God, no! Please stop, Bowie. Stop. No, not that one. A good one, please.
Sorry.
Someone like Dan Brown. A
too
true
controversial.
Writer.
Yes. Let's go with Shakespeare. There you go.
Yes.
As the barracks fall. Oh man. Do you have any last words for Infinity here?
I mean, they still have a chance to stay in Div 1 because their last match is against Balrogs, right? So as long as they win that one, they're actually kind of okay.
Ooh.
I would say that Apple King of Kings is in a much worse position right now.
You're actually right. I had looked into that and I was like, damn, I was not aware that Apple was in such a rough spot.
Apple needs to win against either Infamous or Thunder Awaken, both of which are pretty hard.
They have to win
Thunder
both,
Awaken,
though, right?
I would say, is impossible, but I think Infamous is difficult.
I mean, this is South America, so impossible is probably like a 0.5% chance. But you're right. Thunder Awaken has...
Well, it depends, right? Impossible against like a team like Thunder Awaken is a 0.5. Impossible against Beast Coast just means 50-50, right? That's... Against Beast Coast, you either win or you lose. That's 50-50, Bo. There's only two options.
That is very true. Nicely pointed out. Thunder Awaken, that's why I actually said in one panel that I do feel like when that match actually comes, I would favor Thunder Awaken. I think they just looked more... consistent. But Beast Coast, I think they have this way of being so random that could kind of confuse Thunder Awaken, could throw them off. So you never know. South America, Beast Coast, El Clasico, everything can happen. But yeah, Apple Kings, they really need to turn their tides around. Infinity could have been a way for them to... Actually, if Infinity won, it would be worse for Apple, right? Because it would mean they wouldn't have a way to tie.
Oh yeah, if Infinity won, Apple is as good as Division 2 at this point.
Oh, the Rapier! The Demon Edge got killed. The last glimpse of hope. As Sven just
Goodbye, hope.
Totally destroys the Infinity Heroes.
By just taking that Rapier. Now, the Dusa could be a target once again. They're going for Prana first. Oh, they have the Axe, and that's going to be an Ogre match. I did. Mariano also in trouble, but Dusa died before they can even kill Mariano. Goodbye to Parker. That game number 1 didn't end up meaning much for Infinity. Once again, they'll end the series 2-1. And with a loss this time, as Lava gets the necessary point. And Pipi towards the end says, bien jugado, well played. So, good sportsmanship here coming from Infinity, as they will probably be sad about this loss. This hits hard, obviously, because of the circumstances around it.
True, very true. Still though, after seeing this Lava game, I still think Lava is probably, out of 10 games, I think Lava would have the advantage over Infinity. This is probably the showing most Lava fans were expecting to see. Infinity, they've been struggling. I think Parker did make them look good, but if you have to tailor your entire draft all the time towards Parker, I think you're eventually bound to be figured out, which is pretty much what happened this game. So.
Yep.
Kudos to Lava. I feel like they're a better team. They do deserve this win. And I mean, Sven can work if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty solid performance over from Lava, honestly. I think that, this time Leo Style really popped off, and I think that's where Lava looks best, right? When Leo Style just kind of takes the game for the team. Not to say the other 4 players aren't important, but Leo has always been the pillar of this team. And if he works well, it doesn't really matter what Minos is playing, honestly. They can carry with anything. Minos is a pretty solid carry in that sense, right? He's very diverse. Also, let's not forget Kotaro. He is known for his strength carries. The more strength the hero has, or Terrorblade, the better Minos does, in general.
True. Yeah, they played really well. I want to see what the panel has to say, but I'm not sure they're still fond of Zen, even after this showing.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what the panel has to say, so let's go with Epulze and the boys to ask him some questions. Hello, and welcome back, guys. I see today you have taken an extra dose of curse with your cereal. I am very sorry. Let's start with you, Lelis. So, what do you think went against your expectations in this game? What surprised you the most in this game?
I was actually surprised by Lava. I thought they played a lot better than the first game. The first game, the first game, right? The second game was the one that didn't really count.
Yes, first game.
Yeah, I think their laning was a lot stronger. I think PP played Void Spirit into Storm. I feel like that's a free lane for Storm. He just gets.
Every interview, I get a little bit more daring with Moose. Next time, I'm going to ask him if he wants to go out with me, and we'll see what he says. I'm very excited. No, I actually love him. He has, you can tell, the introspection of a player. It's very unique. I always tell the story that I was always very surprised by that when I've first got to meet Beast Coast and their best players and the young people, and they talk to me as a person, and I think, well, these guys are morons. They talk to me like the kids, like 20-year-olds, right? And then you see them talk to each other. And the level of maturity they express in their communication is something that I didn't have until I was like 24, 25. And Hector's like 20. And he has an incredible level of maturity. Like, he's been dating Stinger for the past 3 years. It's very impressive. And it's really cool to see that introspection kind of coming into play. Have you guys ever worked on that? I mean, you're both pro players, so have you ever worked on your communication to like a really large degree, Lelis, when you were on teams?
Yeah, I've captained teams, and certain players, they don't know how to express themselves. Maybe because they lack social skills or stuff like that. Everybody has their own issues, and you need to help each other to communicate better, because what he said, communication is key. Oh, it's the most important thing, right? Maybe someone says X and they mean Y, and then people are like confused. So, for sure.
That's crazy, yeah. That's crazy that humans are like that, but it's so real as well. Did you ever go to any coaches for that, or any like psychologist or whatever that do that?
Not myself, no.
Okay, fair enough. RDO, for you, does STD ever help you with that? I know he's kind of he likes to do that.
Yeah, I was the player that couldn't express himself. That's why I said no. I wasn't with him because I never played with him, but I was this kind of player. I was young and good at the game, but high ego, couldn't communicate well, couldn't express myself well, and STD helped me with this kind of stuff. Life also helped me with this kind of stuff. You grow old and you start learning that you need to be a human with others, so they treat you well.
That's a wild statement. How old are you, RDO, again? Sorry.
I'm 20 now.
Yeah, do you think this guy sounds like a 20-year-old, chat? I guarantee you I was not half as smart as he was at 20. So that's Dota. Dota really does teach you life. People think we're all nerds, but players actually have a really high emotional maturity. Thank you for your stories. It'll be awesome to get you to hear all perspectives. I think people should value the human element of Dota players more. And if you guys want to value the human element of our players, South American players, you guys can check us out tomorrow. We'll be here 3 hours prior, which is it's 6 hours now, so it's 9 p.m. CST, 8 p.m. if you're in Portugal, in the UK, and 10 if you're in Russia. And if you want to join us here from Brazil, I know that's going to be
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Thank you, Lelis. I appreciate that. Or 3 p.m. from Peru. Or, of course, if you're in the West Coast, that's going to be at 1 p.m. So if you guys want to check us out, the best way to do so, instead of doing all these calculations, just click the follow button. You get an email, and that will tell you when we're online. It will be here tomorrow with some more Div 1 action. Some of the most exciting matches here as if the season is coming to an end. And what we do know most likely is going to the Major. There's still a chance that these guys can go down. And we certainly don't know who's going to Division 2. So that's the most hype part. Elimination, always very spicy. We hope you enjoyed the matches. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. And we'll see you guys tomorrow with some more SA Dota 2. Until then, guys, goodbye.